Hey friends, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm teaching you how to make chicken stock. Now some people call it chicken stock, some people call it chicken broth. I think it's pretty much the same thing. If y'all are gonna give me some crazy definition and let me know the difference, that's fine, but it really doesn't matter to me. I know what I use it for. I put it in my homemade soups. I put it in if I'm gonna make a risotto. I use chicken broth and chicken stock for a lot of different things. Let me tell you why you want to be making this yourself. So I went to the grocery store with my son the other day and he was my little co-pilot. He did so great. So he's 12 and I've been teaching him grocery economics, which is essentially math and how to pick the best value, which one is the better buy, that sort of thing. So I'm in Trader Joe's and I noticed two things. One, a quart of this is $2. And I was like, when did that happen? I remember it being like a buck 25 for a really long time. And that was Trader Joe's prices. So we go to Whole Foods and my son wanted a pizza. So we order the whole pizza and it's going to take them like 20 minutes. So I'm wandering around the store. I, picked up a couple things, but I didn't want to buy too much there because the prices are so high these days. And what I noticed was they have chicken broth and chicken stock. Chicken broth, with which the picture looks like it's a little bit lighter. Who knows if there's a difference. The 365 brand of organic chicken broth was $2.50. I want to say it was $2.50. But then I looked and where they said chicken stock, you guys, it was like $3.25. It was over $3 for one quart. If I'm making a huge batch of minestrone, if I'm feeding multiple people and I need 5 of that, so we're talking $17 in chicken stock. This is not like, you can see how this is going to add up fast in our daily lives. And so I am a financial expert, but I also love cooking and I also love making things last. One of the reasons I wanted to teach y'all how to cook is not only we should get back to eating amazing meals, but also we can do it affordably. So I'll put my link below to my financial YouTube if you're interested in finding out more about what's happening in the economy, maybe some ways that we can save or look out for opportunities in the future. So I wasn't going to spend $17 on chicken stock because that's not even like, that's just the base, right? So I made a whole chicken recently and I made chicken stock. Now, I was thinking about you guys because I thought this is something that is going to be really important to learn how to make, because if we're not even in the thick of it, because I really don't feel like we're in the thick of it. I think probably next year we're going to be in the thick of it in terms of food shortages and things like that. Am I going to be paying $5 for a quart of chicken stock? That's a lot of money. So let's talk about how we're going to make chicken stock. I did a roasted chicken the other day. So good. Someday I'll do a video on how to do that. And so I have in my fridge, my roasting pan, like half-size sheet pan that has the chicken drippings and it has the chicken carcass. Okay, I took all the meat off the bone so we could do enchiladas or quesadillas or something else another night. So I have the chicken separate, and then in the roasting pan, I just have the bones. So we're gonna be using this guy, my Instant Pot, and we're gonna be making our own chicken stock. And when you see how easy this is, you're gonna be like, why am I paying $3.25? Why am I paying $2? Because last time I did this, I got about 2.5 quarts from filling this guy the entire way. That was free. The bones are free. It came with the chicken, right? So we don't have to buy anything else. All we're gonna do is fill this puppy up we're gonna put in the bones first. We're gonna fill it up with water and then add some things to make it flavorful. Okay, so we're gonna add onion, carrot, celery. This does not need to be like precisely diced. We're talking rough chop here. You can even just quarter the onions, that's fine, because it's just gonna be in there with the water and the bones and it's gonna get all happy. And that's what's going to happen. So we're going to pressure cook this guy. The first time I tried it with the pressure cooker, I did not like it because I used a slow cook option. For a long time, I had a slow cooker. That was my preference. So I watched another few videos on YouTube and I think I got it. So we're going to try it for 4 hours on high pressure. That's what we're doing today. We're making chicken stock. And I want to let you know, we will need a couple things for this project. So I have an Instant Pot, but you don't need an Instant Pot for this. You can just do it on your stove with something like a Dutch oven or a big stock pot. We're going to need bones from a chicken. And even if you didn't buy a whole chicken, you could probably even go to a local butcher shop and ask for chicken bones and see if you can get a special price on just chicken bones. That's another option too. So yeah, we're putting all this stuff in the Instant Pot, filling up the Instant Pot to the max line with water, and then I'm gonna let that go. Like I have a million other things going on. Like you can't see right here, I have sourdough that I have to knead and do all the things. It's pizza night, so I'm gonna be making the gluten-free pizza recipe I shared with you. I'm gonna be making that tonight. So I still have to go get to the Italian deli to get some more of the Italian flour. We have a lot of things happening, and you're probably the same way too, where if you're in the kitchen that day, you just got a million projects happening all at the same time. I feel you. So I'm gonna let the Instant Pot do the hard work while I'm doing other things. When we're done, like when the chicken broth looks done, we're gonna need something to strain it with. You can use a strainer. That's my ice maker. You can use a strainer, or I really like to use cheesecloth because then you can gather up the cheesecloth, and I'll show you how I do it. Gather up the cheesecloth and throw everything excess in the trash, and then you don't have to worry about fishing anything else out or whatnot. So yeah, that's the situation. We're making chicken broth today because I'm too cheap to pay $3.25 for a quart, and we need to feed the people. Make sure you comment below. Let me know if you make your own chicken stock. If you don't, comment and let me know if you think that you will in the future, because $3.25 for a quart, people. Come on now. Okay. Let's get going. This is going to be easy peasy. You'll see. All right, here's our Instant Pot. We're starting with the little green silicone rack on the bottom, which I highly recommend everybody gets. It's super helpful, and it even is helpful if you're canning small batches. We're just adding in a quartered onion, some celery, some carrots, some garlic, and the pan next to it is actually what I use to roast my chicken. So we're adding in the chicken carcass and any pan drippings. I leave the fat out because I think it's easier than try to strain the fat later. I also add a couple bay leaves on the top. I fill the water to the max fill line, and then we're going to program our Instant Pot. And I set it for pressure cook for 4 hours. And then honestly, I just let it go until I was ready to deal with it. So one night I did it overnight, and it had been on low for 5 hours. And another day it was on low for 6 hours because I just didn't have time to deal with it. You'll see that this gorgeous dark color occurs when it's done. It's been really marinating, getting happy, simmering in there, and that's how you know it's done. Again, I used a cheesecloth with a rubber band around the pot to strain out any of the bits that I don't want, and then that's what I do. I just use a ladle to strain it out, and that keeps me from having to strain out any bits on the bottom. So we see here that there's still liquid on the bottom. So this means this pot's starting to get kind of full. I'm gonna keep going. And then when this is really full, I'm just gonna ditch the cheesecloth. But you can keep going and see how there's still way more in here. So I'm just gonna keep going. And all of this is great stock that you can use for different things. So I may end up getting my quart jars out and just so I have something to store them in. And you can see on the bottom here, I have, not too sure if you guys can see that little grate. That has come in so handy. It's like $10 on Amazon. And what it does is it just is a little silicone grate for the bottom of the Instant Pot. I also use it for canning if I'm just doing a quick batch. But that's an awesome thing to put on the bottom of your pot too, to make sure that nothing scorches or anything. So anyway, I'm just gonna keep working away. Okay, so one of the reasons I use the rubber band is for ease of removal. Now I say this, but it can be tricky because you have to hold on to the cheesecloth at the same time. There we go. You can see how much amazing stock we got from that. And you see how some people are like, squeeze that thing out. This is still hot. This is still hot. So you can do one of two things. I'm in trash can right here. It's actually so warm, I think I'm gonna put it back in the Instant Pot. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it back on the Instant Pot and then I'll ditch it later. But I just wanted to point out look at all this like good fat on the top. Look how dark this broth is, okay? If you get broth from the store, it's not gonna look this dark. So there's gonna be a lot of flavor there. And like I said, I don't really add a lot of salt and pepper because I season the entire way that I go with my soups anyway. But this is strained and it's pretty much ready to go. So, but still, like, yeah, that's really hot. I'm gonna let it cool off for a minute. And then once it's cool enough, I'm gonna put the pot in the fridge and then I'm gonna be able to skim the fat. And then I'll just use this as a base for my minestrone. And actually, if I'm feeling frisky, I may reuse these bones a second time because look how gorgeous this broth is. This is so amazing. So I think that I'm gonna go ahead and reuse the bones again because I'm at home. What the heck else am I gonna do? So yeah, so look at this amazing broth. Does that look great? Okay, you have to give this a shot. If you've never made broth before, this is me giving you permission to do so. Okay, friends, that's pretty much it. As you can tell, like chicken stock is not really a big deal. And actually, people have been doing this for a really long time. And I was reminded this, I was watching another YouTube channel and the lady has a homestead and she was saying that they take their bones from whether they have, you know, lamb or they have pig or they have beef or whatever, and they'll make different stocks out of it. And then they'll use it if she's gonna like roast a stew or like do a stew or have a roast or just even do yummy roasted vegetables. Maybe she wants to add in a little bit of the stock in there for flavor. I think that's a great idea. And going forward, especially, I know that I'm going to be probably ordering cow, like, you know, 4th of a cow or something like that going forward. If I can get it locally, especially locally for a better price, this is a great idea. Make sure you ask for the bones. That is chicken stock. It is not difficult. Make it with me. Save yourself $3.25 a quart, and we can use this for all of our soups, stews, rice, anything like that. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here with me. If you like this content, like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. I guess I have to show you how I'm gonna make minestrone, right? Take care.